afternoon and a very warm welcome to India Silver Conference, the first ever marquee event for silver in India. And I am your host for the conference. My name is Thakkar. As I welcome each one of you, can I request the gentleman at the back, please settle down. And before I start inviting our esteemed guests onto the stage, I want to find out how many people in the audience are big movie buffs like me. Can I see your hands up? How many people absolutely love the power of cinema? How many people see international Hollywood films? Have you seen this movie called Inception? So put your hands right up in the air. One of the most difficult films to understand, but once you get it, I'll tell you why I'm talking about Inception right at the launch of the India Silver Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, Inception is all about the power of a tiny idea implanted in the mind and how it grows. I just remember towards the later half of last year when we were in Chennai for the India Gold Conference, and across the conference spread over 2 days, sessions after sessions, there was one session in the entire conference devoted to silver. And as the panelists concluded that session, one of the panelists said that it's time for silver to move away from the shadow of gold and not only be just a footnote about, in a gold conference. Silver as a metal, as a commodity, needs to have its own event where people, the stakeholders, the supply chain players, everyone who's a part of the silver industry joins up, networks, and takes this metal to newer heights. And that was the power of that idea, which is finally culminated here in Jaipur, the pink city in Rajasthan, the home of silver, for the first ever marquee event about silver. So ladies and gentlemen, as I start this inaugural, I want you all to please start by putting your hands together for yourselves, for being the founder guests, delegates and members to the first ever India Silver Conference. Please invite up name. And as we hope, just like the other IPs, the other properties by Eventor that have grown over the last few decades, as the India Silver Conference will grow over the next decade or so, with your support, your partnership, your collaboration and the support of our mentors, the only thing that I can hope for is that one day, when we sit down to write about this first event, each one of you will look back to this day proudly and tell your future friends and associates that yes, I attended the first ever silver conference and see how it has grown. And with that vision in mind, as I welcome each one of you, as I kickstart this conference, let me tell you that silver right now the silver right now as a metal, as a commodity, stands on a cusp. It stands on an edge, and truthfully speaking, silver is just entering its golden chapter. And I hope each one of you is ready for it, is poised for it. So as I start, a big welcome. Just to give you a little bit of the conference protocol to begin with, please make sure that your mobiles are on silent, you're all wearing your lanyards. Just in case at any point of time you want to know the conference program, the lanyards that you're wearing around your neck has a QR code. You can scan that QR code and you will get the conference schedule. And at the same time, as I request each one of you to be a very, very active part of this membership, of this entire congregation that is gathered here. On the front, we have a very special VIP guests of the evening. And ladies and gentlemen, this inaugural event wouldn't have been possible without the support, the guidance of our sponsors and supporting bodies. The inaugural edition of the India Silver Conference 2023 is organized by Eventor Global Advisory Private Limited. Our title sponsors, now this is where I would need your applause. So our title sponsors, let's hear it for Amrapali Industries Gujarat. A big thank you to our platinum sponsors, Hindustan Platinum, our principal partner, Hindustan Zinc Limited. The conference is powered by Choksi Harriers and Ravindra Harriers, supported by Jewelers Association, as we all know it as IBJA. Can we hear a round of applause, please? The Silver Institute USA, the All India Gem and Jewellery Domestic Council (GJC), the Silver Refinery Partner Sovereign Metals Limited, Silver Sponsor ICPC Standard, the Logistic Partner and Lanyard Sponsor Sequel Global Precious Logistics. Our free zone partners are Brick Global Services, Silverware Partner Silver Emporium, Networking Brick Partner AMS Bullion. Our knowledge partner is Metal Focus. Sustainability partner is Responsible Jewellery Council, supported by Sarafa Traders Committee Jaipur, Thai Silver Exporters Association. Can I have my Thai friends? Can I see a show of hands in the house? Swadika. Moving on, our next partners IDMA and our media partner Bullion World. A big compounded round of applause to all of our sponsors, partners and supporting friends. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to start inviting our very special guests onto the stage, starting first and foremost with the lighting of the inaugural lamp. हमारे देश में प्रथा है कि किसी भी शुभ कार्य की शुरुआत होती है मंगल दीप के प्रज्वलन से. So I'd like to invite on stage our chief guest of the day, the Minister of State for Small Industries and Exports, Government of Rajasthan, Honorable Shri Rajiv Arora ji is in the house with us. With him, I'd like to invite on stage Shri Pramod Agrawal ji, the Chairman, National Gem and Jewellery Domestic Council of India. Mr. DiRienzo, the Executive Director of the Silver Institute, Shri Arun Misra, CEO and Whole-Time Director, Hindustan Zinc Limited, Dr. Chetan Mehta, the National Vice President of IBJA, Shri Chirag Thakkar ji, the Director, Amrapali Industries, and last but not the least, from Event and Global, Mr. Shri Let's have a round of applause for these gentlemen as they join us on the stage to light the inaugural lamp on all of our behalf. Down, may I request everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem. Stay standing, everyone in the house. For all our international guests, it's time for us to start by bowing our heads to Mother India. This is the national anthem. The standard position is hands down and steady. In attention.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Everyone, let's make a round of applause for Mr. Pramod Agrawal, who's just joined us on the stage. And Mr. Pramod Agrawal himself is one of the most eminent faces of the Indian gems and jewellery ecosystem. As he joins us on the stage, let me also tell you that today morning, some of our delegates had the privilege of visiting Mr. Pramod Mehta's one of his factories today for a field visit. A big thank you to Mr. Mehta for not only being very generous in opening his doors to the India Silver Conference delegates, but also for your warm hospitality, sir. So, आपकी राजस्थानी मेजबानी की भी बहुत तारीफ हो रही है, and we'll come to that a little later. Mr. Shri is already ready with his welcome address to the India Silver Conference 2023. Let's give him a round of applause.
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, Shri Rajiv, Minister of State for Small Industries and Exports, Government of Rajasthan, Shri Pramod Agrawal, Chairman, National Jewellery Domestic Council of India, Mr. Michael DiRienzo, beg your pardon, Executive Director, the Silver Institute, Mr. Arun, Misra, CEO and Whole-Time Director, Hindustan Zinc Limited, Mr. Chirag, Thakkar, Director, Amrapali Industries, Dr. Chetan Kumar Mehta, National Vice President, IBJA, industry veterans and experts, leaders from across the silver value chain, representatives from government organizations, delegations from over 7 countries, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the inaugural edition of the India Silver Conference 2023 at Meridien Resort and Spa, Jaipur, the pink city of India, organized by Inaugural Global Advisory Private Limited, supported by IBJA, Silver Institute and GJC. Shri Arora is an icon of the silver industry. He has had an illustrious career as a craftsman, patron of tradition and culture, leading exporter, leader par excellence for organizing and promoting exports of jewellery over several decades. Sir, we are indeed very fortunate to have you as the guest of honor and chief guest for the inaugural edition. Thank you so much for your presence. Shri Pramod Agrawal, Chairman, DiRienzo Industries, Chairman, National Jewellery Domestic Council of India, is an icon of the industry and has been a true inspiration. We are so deeply honored to have his presence in our inaugural session. Sir, on behalf of all the delegates who had come for the field visit to your office, and also from all our behalf, we thank you so much for your presence and on this occasion. Thank you very much. Silver is a versatile metal and precious tool. As a result, it finds application. Its applications are wide, from multitude of industrial applications to store of value, to a metal of choice for exquisite jewellery or a piece of art. India, over centuries, has mastered the art of making silver jewellery and silverware. Thanks to several initiatives of Government of India, such as Make in India, production-linked incentive schemes, there is a great resurgence in manufacturing sector in India in the last 3 to 5 years. New manufacturing ecosystems are coming up in semiconductor manufacture, solar photovoltaic cell manufacture, bulk drug and pharmaceutical product manufacture, and of late, hydrogen production. All these implies a sizable growth in demand for several industrial metals, including silver. We believe over the next 5 to 10 years, silver demand in India would grow in a steady manner due to the increase in demand for both jewellery as well as industrial demand. We therefore believe it's perhaps the right time to have a conference that connects the entire value chain participants and use the platform to share the latest knowledge and best practices. The conference agenda is quite simple. We have 4 sessions for tomorrow. First, growing silver jewellery exports. The second one, developing silver investment demand. Third one, enriching knowledge on latest industrial applications. And finally, a session on growing the industrial demand for silver in India. Immediately after this inaugural session, we have the launch of Silver Survey 2023 by Metals Focus and a roundtable that takes stock of the current state of the industry and the way forward. Just before the inaugural session, we had an excellent masterclass wherein we got great insights on some of the new trends shaping the technology landscape in jewellery and refining. We thank the inputs that we received from veterans in the industry, especially metal stokers, in shaping the program. Also, we would like to express our gratitude to all the expert speakers and panelists who have accepted the invitation, put their time and efforts. We sincerely hope you would enjoy each of the sessions and this presentation. A conference of this nature is not possible without the support of sponsors, partners and supporting bodies. We thank from the bottom of our heart each one of them for their support and encouragement. We believe that the conference would be beneficial to all the sponsors and partners. Besides the conference sessions, we have provided time for networking, relaxation in the evening. Hope you would enjoy the venue, the networking opportunities. Please do contact the help desk should we need to meet any specific delegates or sponsors. We believe in the growth of silver usage in India over the next 5 to 10 years as India transforms itself into a manufacturing and services giant. India Silver Conference is your platform. We seek your continuous engagement through this platform in shaping the development of this industry. With these words, I welcome you all once again to the India Silver Conference and wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shri for that welcome address. And as I move on, ladies and gentlemen, as most of you from India are aware, but just for the benefit of our foreign guests in the house, IBJA is one of the largest and the most organized associations for India bullion and jewellery sector with a presence in more than 25 states. IBJA engages with government in a constructive manner and provides suggestions and recommendations to the government from time to time. Their daily spot price is taken as the reference rate by the Reserve Bank of India. IBJA has always been a great partner, collaborator and a supporting body for all the evented metal IPs, and of course, it's time for me to invite none other than Dr. Chetan Mehta from IBJA for his very special address. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Good evening, everyone. The esteemed guests on dais, Rajiv ji, Pramod ji, Arun ji, Mr. Michael and Chirag ji, and my fellow members from the industry. It's a very proud day for us. This is the first conference of silver we are having. So I think we need to have one big round of applause for that for the evening. So we all boost up for the evening. Since my president Shri Kothari ji could not attend this conference, I am getting privileged to welcome you all. It's an honor to welcome you all to the first ever silver conference in India. Today we gather to celebrate the power and potential of silver as a precious metal and to explore the various applications and opportunities that it presents. Silver has been used for centuries as a symbol of wealth and prosperity. But its value extends far beyond that. From jewellery to technology, from medicine to renewable energy, silver plays a critical role in shaping our world and driving innovations. As we come together to discuss the myriad of ways in which silver impacts our lives, let us also take a moment to reflect on its historical and cultural significance from the ancient civilizations of India to the modern world. Silver has been a part of our collective consciousness, representing purity, beauty and strength. The theme of this conference, India's Silver Conference, is a testament to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead as we face unprecedented challenges in form of climate change, environmental degradation and technology disruption. Silver offers us a pathway towards sustainable solutions and a brighter future. Silver is an important industrial metal due to its unique properties and a wide range of applications. It is a highly conductive and malleable metal that has excellent thermal and electrical conductivity. Here are some of the key industrial uses of silver. Silver is a key component in electronics such as computers, cell phones, and other electronic devices. It is used in the manufacturing of conductive materials such as silver paste and ink, which are used to create printed circuit boards. Silver is used in the manufacturing of solar panels. It is used to reflecting coating on the surface of the panels to increase the efficiency in absorbing the sunlight. Silver has antimicrobial properties, is used in medical equipments such as wound dressings, catheters, surgical instruments to prevent infections. Silver is used in the production of photographic film and papers. It is used to create a light sensitive coating in this materials that captures the image. Silver has been used for centuries in the making of jewellery due to its beauty, durability and affordability. Silver is used in the manufacturing of batteries such as button cells and zinc silver batteries. Silver is used in water purification system to remove bacteria and other harmful substances. Thus, silver plays a critical role in various industries due to its unique properties and versatility. It is used in electronics, solar energy, medicines, photography, jewellery, batteries and water purification, demonstrates its importance in our daily lives. I am excited to see so many experts, researchers and innovators from different fields gathered here to share their knowledge and insights. Let us take advantage of this opportunity to learn from each other, to collaborate and to work towards a shared vision of a world powered by the silver. IBJA has already formed a subsidiary World Silver Council to enable silver industry to become think tank and represent government for various issues concerning silver industry. I invite all of you to become a part of member and a part of World Silver Council. You will be pleased to know that we IBJA are organizing first ever Silver Show of India at Geo Convention Center in Mumbai. We have already received excellent response for the Silver Show as we have booked 500 plus stalls till now, and I take the opportunity to invite all of you to be part of the Silver Show. In conclusion, I thank each and every one of you for joining us today, and I wish you all a fruitful and inspiring conference. Together, let us harness the power of silver to create a better, more sustainable future for generations to come. Thank you all.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Mehta, for all your passion for one of the most versatile metals on the periodic table. Having said that, as you're all aware, Amrapali is the title sponsor of the conference. And as we thank Mr. Chirag Thakkar for his patronage, let me also tell you that Amrapali is one of the largest dealers of gold and silver bullion with a pan-India presence, and the group runs one of the first BIS accredited refineries of the country and has recently added a digital platform to the list of its offerings. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to invite on the podium the very dynamic Mr. Chirag Thakkar, who is blazing trails at Amrapali.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Srivastava, for organizing this first ever Indian Silver Conference. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to special dignitaries on the stage. Our chief guest for today, Shri Rajiv, Minister of State for Small Industries and Experts, Government of Rajasthan. Guest of honor, Shri Pramod, Agrawal, Chairman, National Gem and Jewellery Council of India. Mr. Michael, my old friend, welcome to India, welcome to the first conference. Mr. Arun, Misra, CEO and Work and Director, Hindustan Zinc Limited, and dear Chetan ji, who is National Vice President for IBJA. Welcome to the first Indian Silver Conference, an exclusive gathering of some of the most knowledgeable and influential individuals in the silver bullion industry. It's a pleasure to see so many passionate experts and activists joining us from all around the world. I'm honored to be standing here today at India's first ever silver conference. Over the next few days, we'll be diving deep into the current state of the silver bullion market, exploring new trends, sharing insights and ideas, and forging new connections. Thanks to the record imports which India witnessed last year, the silver market has always been volatile, and we have seen so many ups and downs over the past few years in India. However, despite the challenges posed by the global events, silver has held steady and remains a reliable investment. India's annual demand for silver is around 6,000 tons, with most of its imported silver is done by the banks in the form of bullion. The consignment model has worked well for over 2 decades, providing responsibly sourced silver to manufacturers and investors through a transparent and competitive supply chain. IBJA is a recent addition that will likely become a viable channel for imports. The Government of India deserves credit for developing a vibrant ecosystem to ensure continuous supply of silver to the Indian market. Silver is a precious metal used in many downstream industries, as so many of my friends already say. But there is a need of a point which I'm willing to put here, where high taxation at the first point of entry creates a severe challenge for supply chain. Participants in the term of higher allocation of working capital and cascading impact of taxation on the end products, reducing basic custom duties on silver and linking taxation with value addition could ease this burden on manufacturers while being revenue neutral for the government. As we turn our attention to the future, it is clear that silver will continue to play an important role in global economy. With the increasing demand for renewable energy and electronic devices, silver is a critical component in solar panels and advanced technology. While India has always been known as a Sohegi Chidiya, we are moving very close, and we are not far from being the largest silver consumer as well. I remember last year when I was attending the LBMA conference in Lisbon, Indian silver demand was a talk of center of the talk. Everyone was talking about what India is doing about silver. We made a record import of more than 9,000 tons a year, which itself says that we are there to sustain, we are there to rise. On behalf of the organizers of this conference, I would like to thank each of you for joining us today. Let us use this next few days to reflect, share, learn, and work towards building a stronger Indian silver industry. Thank you so very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thakkar, for briefly walking the talk, not only bringing to fore some of the stress points in the silver industry in India, but also highlighting the potential of the role that India can play in the silver ecosystem across the globe. Having said that, it's time for me to invite our next very eminent guest on the stage. Mr. Arun Misra is the CEO and the whole-time director for Zinc Business Vedanta, and he has been leading Hindustan Zinc, the world's second largest integrated producer of zinc and 6+ largest and a 6-star largest silver producer since 1st August 2020. Following this, in June last year, Mr. Misra has also taken on additional responsibility of managing the operations and growth of Vedanta Zinc International, which have their mines and concentrators in South Africa. The first ever Indian chairperson of the International Zinc Association, he has also been the Vice President of Indian Institute of Mineral Engineers, and to his credit, several published papers in nationally reputed journals. But let me also tell you that Mr. Misra was awarded the CEO of the Year honor, and Hindustan Zinc has been the most innovative company of the year under his leadership for the Business Leader Awards of the year. With this, let me also tell you that under his able leadership, the company has retained its first position in Asia Pacific for the 4th consecutive year, and globally third in S&P Global Corporate Responsibility Assessment 2022 amongst mining and metal companies. Of course, with an illustrious academic background like electrical engineering from IIT, then moving on to a diploma in mining and beneficiation from New South Wales University, Sydney, and another diploma in general management from France. He also possesses knowledge of TQMs, Six Sigma, TPM, and Malcolm Baldrige model. He started his career with Tata Steel, has moved on since, of course, as you're aware. But let me also tell you that we look forward to his constant guidance and wisdom as a speaker on the podium at each one of the editions of the Silver Conference. Let's hear it for none other than Mr. Arun Misra.
Respected Rajiv Arora ji, Minister of State for Small Industries and Export, Government of Rajasthan, Shri Pramod Agrawal ji, Chairman, National Gem & Jewellery Council of India, Mr. DiRienzo, Executive Director, Silver Institute, Dr. Chetan Mehta, National Vice President, IBJA, Chirag Thakkar ji, Director, Amrapali Industries, ladies and gentlemen, as I was walking up, I thought what to speak, so I asked, as usual in today's technology, ChatGPT regarding give me a speech on silver, and as I expected, it gave me a speech, a page-long speech of 4 paragraphs, but it also failed to recognize that India has been using silver since 1800 years before Christ was born. ChatGPT doesn't know that, and it also doesn't know India had the first silver coin 600 years before the birth of Christ. And India was using silver as a coin for exchange of goods in India. So we are far ahead of the world as far as use of silver, and of course gold and copper came later. They were all part of us. So it's nothing new that the first international silver conference we are holding in India. Also it is at this point of time when we are holding, the rest of the world is kind of despair. Either the countries are worried, or the countries are fighting the climate change, or the countries are looking at inflation and still are not able to make out politically which direction they would go to, whereas in India, they are very clear which political direction to go to, what we need to do for ourselves, and that is something is bringing people to India, and that's also a reason that we feel this is the time to hold all kinds of industrial conferences in India, because India poses a very stable future to the rest of the world, and we need to be proud of that fact. If I look at the way we use silver as of now, of course India consumes about between 8,000 tons to 10,000 tons of silver every year, and India produces only 10% of that, and luckily or unluckily Hindustan Zinc is the only one that produces that, about 700-800 tons we do produce. Since Minister is here, I would like to make a request to Government of Rajasthan that entire Rajasthan belt near Arora stretching up to the borders of Gujarat has huge amount of lead and silver associated with lead below ground. But for last 5 years we have not seen any of the blocks being auctioned. We need to bring it out, because if we are producing only 10% of India's consumption, we can surely go up to 15-20%. We are producing 700 tons, and Hindustan Zinc has a plan. We have put up a refinery of 800 tons. We have a plan to go up to 1000 tons. But I firmly believe that Rajasthan alone has a potential to produce up to maybe 4,000 tons of silver from the amount of lead that it has. And that would cater to the entire growth of industry around Rajasthan. All we need to do is do specific exploration on associated mineral as silver, and with silver with lead, just like you do exploration for gold with copper. We need to look for silver below ground. We need to open up the mines. We need to mine that silver out and purify and produce silver, because we have been doing it for thousands of years. What stops us growing at that rate now in today's world? We should be able to do it, and Rajasthan will be leading. It is leading India in terms of zinc, lead and silver as of today. It will continue to lead. Rajasthan thus possesses its heritage of artifacts and its handicrafts. It knows the intricate designs. It knows Indian people's choice, and in that collection also it's befitting that Rajasthan makes all its silver useful for the consumption of India Unfortunately, in Indian consumption, about 70% goes into jewellery. I would like to see more and more industrial consumption. But the way Indian industry is moving towards renewable power, I see a clear chance of by 2030 or so, huge amount of solar manufacturing would be happening in India, and we will see this industrial consumption move from current about 30-35%, maybe go up to 45% in about next 4 to 5 years time. And we need to produce huge amount of silver for that. People do consider silver as a good investment for at least people below a certain average income. They do consider silver as a reliable investment, and we cannot take it away from them. We need to cater to that, while we need to cater to the industrial demand. And I am sure with jewellery associations and with the silver association, with the manufacturers like with government like government of Rajasthan, we should work together to see that all these sections, both people who believe silver is a reliable instrument of investment and also the industry who need lots of silver, don't have to import so much, rather depend upon our own silver. Ultimately, at the end of the day, India is proud of its legacy, and India still has enough of potential to rule over many of these prominent economies that we have been talking about. They would be the economies of the past, and India is going to be the economy of the future, riding on, of course, all the minerals that it has, including base metals, along with precious metals, and also radioactive minerals, which is the future of India. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. And so truly, HZL, Hindustan Zinc Limited, is truly the pride of Rajasthan. Thank you so much for not only sharing this perspective about silver, but I'm sure a lot of my friends sitting in the audience are already aware, and so are our friends from Thailand. We absolutely love our silver. In fact, talking about silver and gold, I'd say anyone in India absolutely equates silver and gold to their girlfriend and their wife. So gold is the girlfriend, they lust for it, but silver is the wife. We absolutely love the silver. And talking about consumption, yes, thank you. As we move on, let me tell you that this is precisely the reason why we are all seated here. It's the passion for this beautiful, lustrous, soft, luminescent metal. And talking about India's history with silver, we go back to our spirituality in silver, because in India at least it is believed that silver originated from the eyes of none other than Lord Shiva. Moving on, I'm sure this is a concept very alien to our international guest who's up here on the stage. So it's time for me to invite him up on the podium. Please put your hands up as I talk a little bit about Mr. Michael DiRienzo, the Executive Director of the Silver Institute, USA. Well, just to give you a bit of a perspective, Mr. Michael DiRienzo is right now a very, very jet-lagged man. But I hope his passion, of course, will overtake all the exhaustion in the body. He's been traveling non-stop for the last 10 days, starting with the launch of Silver Survey 2023 in Mexico, and then all the way from US to New Delhi, and finally here in Jaipur. His passion for silver is truly admirable. Mr. Michael DiRienzo has been working for the Institute for over 2 decades now, and if you want to know what is happening in silver around the world, you need to visit the Silver Institute homepage. It has the most comprehensive information on silver and its usage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause as we welcome Mr. Michael to the podium, and also let us take this opportunity to thank him for the wonderful work that he's doing as the ED of the Institute. Over to you, sir. Let's have you up here.
Well, thank you for that kind introduction. I really appreciate that. And I really want to thank the organizers, the supporters, and all those involved in this inaugural India Silver Conference. It is my first time here. I've been joined with our senior advisor, Paul Bacon, and our technical director, Dr. Trevor Keel. And our whole trip has been absolutely seamless. And it's a credit to your great country. It's a credit to the organizers of this particular event. And we're quite happy. So on behalf of the members of the Silver Institute, our supporters, many of whom are in the room today, we look forward to this conference and to the many new friendships we're about to make. and the lasting relationships we will make at this event. So I thought I would just take a few moments to tell you a little bit about the Silver Institute, as some of you are not aware of what we do. So we are a global industry association that only recently celebrated its 50th anniversary. Our members and supporters are the leading silver mining companies, refiners, bullion suppliers, as well as manufacturers of silver products. And our goals are really simple. We really want to encourage the uses and development of silver products. We work to foster research and development related to the present and prospective uses of silver, and we also work to spread knowledge and understanding of silver in all of its forms. So we are the leading voice in the silver industry. And how we do this is through the issuing of reports, such as last week's World Silver Survey, which we released in New York City, as well as in Mexico City, and in just a few moments here in India. We look forward to the presentation from Mr. Chirag from Metals Focus, the entity, the research firm that produced this on our behalf. We also publish a bi-monthly publication called Silver News that covers innovations in the silver industry related to technology and other stories related to silver. A recent program we put together is our series of market trend reports. And in only January, we released one on Indian silver investment. And we have 3 more to come this year. We're going to take a close examination of the future of silver industrial demand. We're going to look at coin and bar demand. And we're also going to take a look at those factors that determine the silver price. But we're especially looking forward to a report we will be putting out later this year on a detailed look at silver and its role in clean energy. And we're going to hear a lot during this conference about silver's role in photovoltaics, in electric vehicles, but we're taking a look into wind power and nuclear power as well, to see what role silver plays in those 2 industries. So we have market development programs in Peru, China, and in Mexico, and we look forward to building upon this inaugural conference and coming back whenever you do this conference in the future. We're hopeful it's an annual event. So, as we will see throughout this conference, India is clearly if not the major player. Last year, in 2022, they were the story in the global silver market. The cultural affinity that India has for silver is long-standing. We all just learned that India has played a role with silver 1,800 years before the birth of Christ. That's something I did not know. So, with that, on behalf of the member companies of the Silver Institute, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. We look forward to many years of collaboration. And please follow us on Twitter at Silver Institute, on our LinkedIn page, and for any information on silver at all at www.silverinstitute.org. Thank you again. Thank you everyone here on the dais. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Michael, and we do hope that you have a great and a memorable experience at the first ever India Silver Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, up next on the podium, as I'd like to invite our guest of honor for the day, Shri Pramod Agrawal ji. Most of you are aware he really needs no introduction to the people sitting in the house here. He is the Chairman, National Gem and Jewellery Domestic Council, and it is indeed an honor and a matter of pride for us for having him right here on the stage with us for the inaugural of the ISC 2023. But honestly, what is so special about Mr. Agrawal? Each one of the people that's seated there, who's seated up here on the stage, everyone's here for the passion of silver. Everyone loves the metal. That is why you're here. But let me tell you, there's a difference between passion and vision. The gentleman who's coming up on the stage now had a vision when none of us had that eyesight. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, if Mr. Agrawal was on the Mahalakshmi race course, and if there was a horse named Silver, he will put his money on that horse irrespective of what the report was. That is his absolute love and passion for silver. Sir, मैं आपके बारे में कुछ कहना चाहूँगी इससे पहले कि हम शुरू करें. So let me tell you, the founder and the trailblazer, the chairman cum whole-time director of DiRienzo Industries Limited, Mr. Pramod Kumar Agrawal is a man who has actually made it possible for DiRienzo to be one of the most prominent business houses in silver across the globe. Through DiRienzo, he tries to offer international quality products that accentuate on value for money. Being acknowledged for his quality of products and services, he has received accolades across the globe. With over 2 decades in experience, he tries to expand his business even more. But let me tell you, the goal is not only to expand the business more, but the goal is to expand India's visibility to the globe as to what India can achieve for silver and with silver. And while we do have a lot of international guests in the house, some of you visited his facility in the morning. There's a whole lot of collaboration that can happen right here at ISC, and that is the reason we are all here together under one roof. With the holistic objective of enhancing the silver jewellery industry, Mr. Agrawal works in various associations with the jewellery trade as well. And he's the chairman of Indian Institute of Gems and Jewellery, Jaipur, which is a project of JGPC, a member of Committee of Administration for the Gems and Jewellery Export Promotion Council, director in the board of All India Gems and Jewellery Trade Federation, DJF, and of course, the executive member of Jewelers Association, Jaipur. Ladies and gentlemen, an applause befitting none other than Mr. Pramod Agrawal.
Good evening. Respected Rajiv, Chairman Rajiko, and Rajasthan Export Promotion Council, a true friend of industry, Mr. Michael DiRienzo, Silver Institute USA, Arun Misra, Hindustan Zinc, Full-time Director and CEO, Mr. Chetan Mehta, IBJA Vice President, National Vice President, delegates from different countries, colleagues from the industry and media. I am honored to be here in this first silver conference being held in Pink City, Jaipur. Silver jewellery is very close to my heart. Silver jewellery is such a product which gives a lot of valuation in a patient in creation and showcase your heart and soul in the jewellery practice. In National Gem and Jewellery Council of India, there is many verticals. There is also vertical of silver jewellery. The National Gem and Jewellery Council of India has been set up by the Ministry of Commerce and Industries and is mandated to look after all the domestic issues in the trade, and been working our duty to work with the trade bodies and the members, the trade, to look the issues and take in the government for growth and promote the industry. I request all the association to become a member. Our government is very proactive, supportive, under leadership of Honorable Prime Minister is make Atmanirbhar Bharat, and equally his ministers are very supportive. The Commerce and Industry Minister, Consumer Affairs Shri Piyush Goyal ji is very dynamic and humble and true friend of industry, and he has recently solved all the issues we have, the hallmarking, which is mandatory in the country, and now we are working on the bullion hallmarking also in the gold very soon. Rajasthan is the only state, there is 3 zones, there is 2 SEZ zone, which is predominantly jewelry manufacturing, and there is 1 EPIP zone. There is more than 160 units, which is organized manufacturing place, which is one of the largest center in the world, which is in one area you find so many organized manufacturing. And the dynamic leadership of Rajasthan Chief Minister Shri ji, this is really big supportive to the industry also. In the global jewelry market, India plays a very important role. As holding the India, and we have a lot of art, and a lot of skills, manpower, and seeing the different states we have in the country, India has grown more than 8%
this year. The silver jewelry gives a lot of value addition and a lot of enhance and employment in the industry. Each part of country we have rich tradition, and many in this tradition, many clusters have been built in the country where they make major manufacturing of silver jewelry and articles. I'm talking more about silver jewelry and articles because I'm in this business and I'm more an industry user also there, but it is really very important to discuss also silver jewelry, which is I belong from. The sector is really very important, and I'm glad that now recently starting the jewelry, silver jewelry shows which is having Bangalore with the Bangalore Association. And now there is IBJA is doing it, the silver show in Mumbai. We really thanks to IBJA, and we really very support we need since they are also part of the National Jewelry Council of India. We will be there to support it. Any event taking place in the country is growth of the articles or the sector. The Rajasthan has been known as earlier Hindustan, Mr. Arun has told that a lot of silver is also get manufactured in India. Only silver raw, which is near the Shri, and he's requested to Rajasthan government to explore more, have more silver production. But I would request Hindustan Zinc, since the duty, the product has been, this is in India, so silver price I think must be lower than import price because we pay the duties, and when the silver is being produced in India, the prices should be lower there. That's my request. Can you please see to it how we can do it, so we can also talk to the Rajasthan government, because I'm really glad that silver is being taken out of the Rajasthan and the manufacturing units also here, and a lot of big leaders here. I've seen the beautiful showrooms, beautiful manufacturers, they make nice utensils here. Rahul is here. And I've seen a beautiful showroom in Hyderabad, one of the best one in articles, Arjanta, which is my friend Avinash is here. So I would request Hindustan Zinc to please see also in this one to growth of India, because we really have to work closely with you. And definitely we'll take the issue with the Rajasthan government, and also if you require something taken in the government of India, we will definitely request the government of India also. So I would just don't want to take too much time. There is a lot of programs in the government of India where we can skill our artisans, and for growth of our trade, for doing any exhibition or skilling the technology. So request to the trade to keep, please also send us, so we can also request the government of India. The inflation of the price in silver is going up and down, which is really a hurdle in the industry. We have to see also how taking this conference, please come out with some good conclusions how we can grow and what are the issues which face the industry, so we can take up in the central government or any other state government. We can also work together with the industry. I congratulate to the organizers for wonderful organizing this conference, and I'm sure the outcome will come from the conference will help to the industry in great extent. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Pramod and Rajiv sir, for your very inspirational words. And ladies and gentlemen, we have truly saved the best for last. As you could make out from Mr. Pramod Agrawal's words as well, no industry in any country can thrive without the support and the patronage of the government, the leadership, at the state, at the center. That is where our next speaker, our chief guest of the evening, is very, very important. Not only is he a big player in the silver ecosystem of India, but he's also a part of the policy making body. And that gives him a dual-edged sword. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rajiv Arora, the Honorable Minister of State for Small Industries and Exports, the Government of Rajasthan, is also the Chairman of Rajasthan Small Industries Development Corporation, Rajasthan Export Promotion Council with the rank of Minister in Government of Rajasthan. He is the Regional Coordinator of All India Professionals Congress for the West Zone. He was the Vice President of Pradesh Congress Committee Rajasthan, ex-chairman of Rajasthan Tourism Development Corporation, Rajasthan Hotels Corporation, and ex-vice chairman of Rajasthan Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also the advisory head India Bullion and Jewellers Association for Rajasthan and the president of Federation of Rajasthan Exporters from 2002 till now continuously. That's over 2 decades of being a president for this body. Let's have a round of applause first for consistency. And let me also tell you that Mr. Rajiv Arora is an entrepreneur and a successful political leader from Jaipur and the founder of Amrapali Jewels, Amrapali Museum, and was awarded with the Leaders of Tomorrow Award by ET Now and India Small Giant Awards. The leading exporter of gems and jewellery and awarded by the Government of India for the highest exports, which is 8 times consecutively. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the chairman of MFJCF, which also works for organ donation and cadaver organ transplant in Rajasthan. So he's also somebody who's very conscious with a very strong philanthropic bent of mind. As I invite him on the podium to deliver his keynote address, Honorable Minister Sir, मैं आपसे कहना चाहती थी कि if you like my wife, तो मैं आपको बता दूं मैं भी हूँ आम्रपाली ड्राइव. A pleasant surprise, sir. Amrapali. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is something which I started with when we started this conference, that silver right now is truly witnessing its golden moment. If you see the wordplay, the reason being with the advent of social media tools like Instagram, there is such a huge renewed interest in silver. Of course, with its unaffordability right now, silver is poised to be the next metal of choice for the fashionistas, and that is precisely the reason India is seeing such a big boom and demand in silver jewellery. The rising new designers and jewellery designers are having the day in the sun by starting out their own silver brands in jewellery, and there's a huge demand, and there are brands like Amrapali who are fueling the aspiration. Talking less, inviting more. Let's have a huge round of applause for the Honourable Minister Sir on the podium for the keynote address.
Yachima, thank you very much for putting Amrapali hearing. Ji, sure. Namaskar. Dignitaries on dais, Mr. Shri Dampati for inviting me to this conference. Mr. Chirag Thakkar ji, Mr. Arun Misra ji, my dear friend Pramod Agrawal ji, we work together for a long time and know each other for the last 45 years, from 78. Chetan Mehta ji, Mr. DiRienzo, guests and business leaders. I am very happy that Eventual Global Advisory Private Limited has organized this India Silver Conference with more than 250 participants from all over the world, from USA, from Europe, from Thailand. I can see different nationalities here. And I thank you, Mr. Srivastava, for inviting me as chief guest for this conference. I am happy to be part of this event as myself and my business organization Amrapali Jewels both have long and deep association with the versatile precious white metal silver, its producers, its suppliers, as well as consumers. So there is a famous proverb, every cloud has a silver lining. Meaning thereby, every unpleasant situation has a positive side. Here the word silver denotes for positivity, goodness, and for the last many centuries silver has been a symbol of positiveness, goodness, hope and pleasure, and it remains so in future also. Some of you may be against to know that silver was more expensive than gold in Egypt before Christ. Silver was more expensive than gold before Christ. The situation changed with the discovery of cupellation technique that allowed silver metal to be extracted from the ores. The origins of silver production in India, China and Japan almost certainly equally ancient, but are not well documented. Silver is the 7 antiquity metals that were known prehistoric. Human silver, gold, copper in use in different forms. Kumar was telling that silver is almost 4,000 years old, used in India and India's early civilization. In 19th century, primary production of silver moved to North America. Like Mr. Michael was telling, it's more Canada, Mexico, United States and Peru also now produce a lot of silver. Siberia and Russia also has a lot of deposits, and Australia also. But things are changing fast from last few years, and today Peru and Mexico are, I think, the primary silver producers. In India, we produce a lot of silver thanks to Misra and Hindustan Zinc. I think they are the biggest producer of silver in India. Almost 98% of the silver production in India is by Rajasthan. And I'm very happy to also announce and to tell you that Jaipur is one of the most important centers for exporting silver jewellery and art objects. I think almost 50% of the silver jewellery is exported from Rajasthan, from Jaipur. Technology upgradation is another criteria of the government. So government of Rajasthan has its own program and also supports several programs of the central government. We will be happy to support creation of common facility centers, industrial parks for developing downstream projects using silver and so on. And there was a great demand from a long time that Jaipur should have a gem course. And this year, in the budget announcement, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Shri announced a gem course in Jaipur. So myself and Pramod, Agrawal, Jewellery, we are trying to get it realized very soon. We are planning to do the inauguration, the Bhumi Pujan ceremony, maybe in next 2-3-4 months. Yeah. So, from large corporates who spend money on resources, small ones cannot afford the training and skill. So Rajasthan government also provides, and we have different centers for training and skilling of artisans, the craftsmen, and always ready to support anybody who can come, who wants to have a support. And I also noted what Arun Misra said about in the Arora hills there's a lot of area where we can find more silver. But I can tell you, Mr. Agrawal, their chairman, is very close to the Chief Minister. And if he wants, it can be done immediately. You know, Pramod, Agrawal, Vedanta, but I will also talk to the Chief Minister definitely to do this. The distribution of silver production around the world is quite balanced in the world. 1/5 of silver supplies come from recycling instead of new silver production. And India is very important in that. I think we use lot of recycled silver when we make jewelry in different places all over India, whether it's Jaipur, Kolhapur, Hyderabad, wherever. Silver is a versatile metal in multiple uses. Throughout most of the history, besides coin days, the major use of silver was making jewelry and other objects like silverware in India for religious decorative articles and utility objects. I would also like to say, like Ruchika was telling, India has a great treasure of silver art, silver jewelry. But unfortunately, whenever people needed money, when there was a famine or there was a wedding in the family, they recycled those pieces. And so most of the silver artwork was getting finished. It was recycled, converted into metal. To protect and to promote silver and silver jewelry art objects, I founded a museum in Jaipur, Amrapali Museum. You are all most welcome to come and see when you are, if you get time, when you are in Jaipur. Have a visit. Some of my friends from Harris, they are from Germany, Andrew and Michael, they were in the museum and I hope they liked it. Silver also has a multiple industrial uses, like my earlier speakers was telling, very important use in electrical, for conductors, electrodes, and amount of high electric conductivity. It is used in the manufacture of semiconductor devices, circuits, and their components, containing brazing alloys and using for brazing metallic materials, mostly cobalt, nickel, copper-based alloys, tool scale, special vehicle. Silver used for chemical equipment on account of the low chemical reactivity and also easily workable. Silver also, like Chetan was telling, antibacterial, so it's going to be used in future a lot. 15% in comparison of industrial use. In India, we use mostly for silver jewellery and silver articles. For the kitchenware, for the tableware, silver is used here. So we have to see how to promote in future and how to make this industry very, very strong. With the new instruments like digital silver, ETFs, MCX, PDEX, investment silver has become more investor friendly and thus is becoming more popular as an investor. It has a very large and wide potential in the forthcoming time. For better facilitation and promotion of exports of silver jewellery, gems jewellery, industrial products, items from Rajasthan, our state government has recently constituted a full-fledged dedicated export promotion council, which we call REPC, Rajasthan Export Promotion Council. And fortunately, I am the first chairman of the council, and we recently did an expo in Jaipur, first Rajasthan International Expo. Our Honorable Chief Minister Shri has announced a financial assistance of 20 crores for helpline and strengthening in REPC in the budget speech of 2023-24. So there will be soon a helpline for all the exporters who manufacture here in Jaipur, who manufacture in Rajasthan, or who wants to export. And as the chairman of Rajasthan Small Industries Corporation, RCCO, we also provide vital logistic supports to the exporters of the state. If they are exporters from Jaipur, they know there is an air cargo complex in Jaipur, which is run by RCCO, our corporation. We will lay container depots in Jaipur and Jodhpur. So there will be new container depot in Bhilwara, Bikaner, Pachpadra and Bamber. And also there will be a new air cargo complex soon in Udaipur. So people who want to export from Udaipur or nearby area, they don't have to come to Jaipur to export. Now only we have one air cargo complex which is in Jaipur, and soon there will be air cargo complex in Udaipur, and I am also trying to start international flights from Udaipur, so this will become even much more easier. The Chief Minister also announced in the budget speech for new Vishwakarma Tower for MSMEs in Jaipur. So there will be a Vishwakarma Tower in Jaipur in Baiswara, and where we are going to start all best quality labs for different products here in Jaipur. So people does not have to send their samples to Hong Kong, to China or to Germany. We will ask international players to come and start their lab services in Jaipur, in one place. So I am sure that today's conference is aimed to bring all industrial users, producers and suppliers of silver at one platform, again to showcase innovation in R&D, outcome for better use of silver in different fields. Unfortunately, in India, we do not spend much on R&D, and if you want to become leaders in different fields, and we also see in last few years, the trend has changed all over the world, whether it's USA or Europe. The businessmen, the importers want to import things from India than China. The things are changing very fast, and I think and I believe that whether it's government of India or government of Rajasthan or state governments, they should increase the budget of R&D research and development to do more innovations in the field of silver and other metals also. I am sure that this conference will provide an opportunity for the innovators and to direct investors. I hope this conference will be a great success and will provide you all new business opportunities along with the world famous hospitality of Rajasthan. We always say, Adharo Nane Desh, welcome to my state, welcome to Rajasthan. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rajiv Arora sir, for not only patiently waiting for your turn till the end, but also for very engagingly listening to each one of the speakers that came up on the podium and using their references in your speech as you addressed us. And thank you so much for updating everyone with the new initiatives, especially for the MSMEs in Rajasthan. I'm sure it's a great ecosystem for you to work here, and it also makes me doubly sure that Jaipur was the perfect choice for the maiden edition of the India Silver Conference. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the special addresses for the conference, हमारे देश में प्रथा है कि अतिथियों को, मेहमानों को कभी भी बिना सम्मान के विदा नहीं किया जाता, which means the felicitation of our very special guests is a part of Indian hospitality, and in order to do that, we would like to start by none other than inviting Shri Chirag Thakkar to present a very special memento felicitation to our chief guest, Shri Rajiv Arora. So we have an Angavastru, which is a Banarasi brocade. This is for the benefit of my foreigner guests here. It is basically a cloth. An Angavastru is like a shawl, and of course a memento of a studded enamel elephant. Inviting Shri Chirag Thakkar ji to also present a memento to Shri Pramod Agrawal ji. Ladies and gentlemen, तालियां बजती रहेंगी तो माहौल में मजा आएगा. I would now like to invite Dr. Chetan Mehta to present a memento to Mr. DiRienzo. Dr. Mehta, may I also request you to please present a memento to Mr. Arun Misra. मंच पर अगला निमंत्रण श्री वत्सला गणपति जी को, रिक्वेस्टिंग हिम टू प्लीज प्रेजेंट अ मेमेंटो टू श्री चिराग ठक्कर जी. And finally, a thank you to Dr. Chetan Mehta for his presence with us on the stage, and requesting Mr. Ganpati to do the honors. I have a feeling that when each one of these gentlemen send across these images back home on WhatsApp to their wives, the ladies are just going to zoom on the Banarsi brocade stones first. Well, thank you, gentlemen. May I request each one of you to please step forward for a group picture as we conclude this session. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the galaxy of people right here on the stage. Their support, their inspiration, their patronage has been the driving force for instituting the India Silver Conference. And with this, this should also be a moment for us to say a big thank you to each one of you in the audience for your presence. Thank you to all the guests. I invite you to kindly take your seats in the audience. So everyone, as you're all aware, the inaugural edition of the India Silver Conference has already begun, and it has started on a great scale. But the initiative which is on this scale is not possible without the support of all the sponsors, partners and supporting bodies. It is time for us to acknowledge and felicitate those sponsors while some of our VIP guests are already sitting in the audience. I would like to request Mr. Shri to stay back on the stage. Would like to invite Ms. Abhinaya and Mr. Vinayak from Meridien to please join us on the stage to present sponsors. And as we have the event team joining us, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I'd like to invite on stage our talent sponsor, Amrapali Industries, Gujarat, inviting Mr. Chirag Thakkar on the stage to accept a big thank you for their support to the conference this year. तालियां बजेगी तो ये गुमान होगा कि ऑडियंस में लोग भी बैठेंगे। A big thank you inviting on stage Mr. Gautam Chokshi, Hindustan Platinum. Let's give a round of applause and a big thank you to Mr. Gautam Chokshi. Ladies and gentlemen, the two new faces that you have already seen on stage, Ms. Abhinaya and Mr. Vinayak from Team Portal, they are the ones who are in constant connect with you throughout the year. Inviting on stage our principal partner, Hindustan Zinc Limited, inviting Mr. Vijay Murthy. A big thank you, Mr. Murthy, for joining Team Event Tel on the stage. Inviting up next, Mr. Kishore Choksi and Mr. Andre Christie for Choksi Hirayas and Mr. Ravindra Hirayas. And Mr. Shailesh Choksi as well, sir. A big thank you to Team Hirayas. This event is supported by a whole lot of professional bodies. We'd like to start by inviting Mr. Surendra Mehta for IBJA, Indian Bullion and Jewellery Association. Let's hear it from Mr. Surendra Mehta. Inviting up next from the Silver Institute USA, you've already met him, Mr. Michael DiRienzo, sir. Let's hear it for the Silver Institute USA. Inviting up next, All India Gem and Jewellery Domestic Council, GJC. Inviting up next, our silver refinery partner, Sovereign Metals Limited, inviting Mr. Himanshu Lohia. Or anyone do we have from Sovereign? Alright. Moving on, our silver sponsors, ICBC Standard, Mr. Thomas Kendall and Mr. Avadhani. We have, let's hear it from Mr. ICBC Standard, our silver sponsors. Mr. Avadhani, sir, do we have you in the house? Are you, sir? Mr. Ian Harris, would we please have you on the stage, sir? A round of applause, the largest suppliers of silver to India. Let's have a round of applause for the team. Mr. Ian Harris is up here as well. अब मुझे फिलहाल वो हमारे मित्र नजर नहीं आ रहे जो पूछ रहे थे कि चांदी खरीदती हो तो आपसे डायरेक्ट कैसे खरीदें। तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं और हमारे अगले स्पॉन्सर को बुलाते हैं, लॉजिस्टिक पार्टनर and lanyard sponsor, Sequel Global Precious Logistics, inviting Mr. Sharad Joganputra. Mr. Sharad Joganputra is not here, inviting our guest from Sequel. Mr. Manish from Sequel is here with us, receiving it on his behalf. Inviting next our free zone partner, Brink Global Services, inviting Mr. Atalu Sanya. Mr. Sanya from Brinks. And do we have the Brinks team in the house? Let's have the team up here. Ajaiye please, sab ajaiye. Team Brinks, can we have you here? Let's hear it for Team Brinks coming up on the stage. Our logistic, our free zone partners, Brinks Global. Brinks Global. Ladies and gentlemen, for everyone that's seated, let me tell you, for each one of our sponsors that come up, they are the ones who play a very vital role in making the conference a lavish experience. Okay, inviting silverware partner, Silver Emporium, Mr. Rahul Mehta, sir. Let's hear it from Mr. podium team, if you're here, please join Mr. Mehta up here. Inviting next, networking great partner AMS Bullion. Let's have AMS Bullion on the stage. Gentlemen, teams, ladies, thank you so much for supporting the inaugural edition of the India Silver Conference. Inviting next, our knowledge partner, Medal Focus. Inviting Mr. Chirag onto the stage. Mr. Chirag and the team. Team Medal Focus, let's have you on the stage. That's Team Medal's Focus, our knowledge partners. Inviting next, our sustainability partner, the Responsible Jewellery Council, inviting Mr. Kinjal Shah. They are not there. I'd like to invite our final supporters up here, inviting Sarafa Traders Committee, Jaipur. They are not there. Inviting Thai Silver Exporters Association, Mr. Sam. Sarafa is coming up. Mr. Matadin Soni is joining us. And team, let's hear it for Sarafa Traders Committee, Jaipur. I would now like to invite our Thai Silver Exporters Association, inviting them on the stage, our collaborators, partners in future growth of silver, led by Mr. Sam. Can we have the Thai delegation on the stage, please? I do think with such a lovely Thai delegation, there should be one offshoot of the conference in Thailand, Mr. Vatsala. जो थाईलैंड गए हैं वो तालियां बजा दें, जो थाईलैंड कई बार गए हैं वो थोड़ी ज्यादा तालियां बजा दें. And finally, a big thank you to IDMA. Do we have our guests from IDMA? Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to Abhinaya, to Mr. Vatsa, to Mr. Shri Vatsala, and to Vinayak sir. Thank you as I invite you all to